Hello, everybody. How we going?
How you doing,
I'm good, man.
man?
How are you?
I've been better.
Yeah, I've been a lot better too, man. I've been a lot better too. Before we get into it, we'll get anyone in the chat if they want to tell us if there's any problem with the audio or anything. Just please let us know and we'll get it sorted out. But other than that, we'll get straight into it, eh? So you've been better, man. We've definitely been better, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a turbulent fortnight. I think this was Ollie's three games to save himself. So I guess we can talk about it through the show.
Yeah, I know, I know. Well, the first thing we'll go into is we'll say you gave a prediction last week, man. I think you got it spot on.
Yeah, well, a bit of
You
luck
said you
involved, I
said we're going to
reckon.
win,
So
draw, and lose.
win, draw, lose in that order. And I mean, if you put $20 on that, you would have walked away
Oh,
with
you've
happy
been
man.
laughing at. Oh man! All right, so before we get into it, say hello to a few people in the chat. We got the big man in the chat. We got Reborn is back. Reborn, how you doing? Jess has said everything is a-okay, which is good.
It's all
Yeah,
good.
so everything's
Sweet, eh?
considering it's our first time like this. Yeah, man.
Yes, new platform.
Bear with us if anything goes wrong, but I guess we'll just shoot straight into it. So, in my opinion, Ole should have been sacked after the Liverpool game.
I mean, you lose 5-0 to our biggest rivals, so it's it's hard to come back from losing that much and that convincingly. You can't turn that around. You lose faith. All the fans, that
Well, I think even on it. It's this whole not syncing. What's not syncing, big man? Big man has said something's not syncing. Is it the audio?
KP not sinking.
Me? What about Johnny? Is Johnny okay?
Am I a bit
I don't know.
laggy?
He'll tell us. Is Jo-
Well,
is
check
Johnny okay? Chris, let us know, man. Tell us. Just bear with us 1 second.
your lips.
All right.
Are we like
Just me. What
Johnny's
about
okay?
Johnny? Johnny's okay.
It says Johnny's okay. Yeah.
All right.
You're like you're the Korean Squid Game talking
That's
right
me,
now.
man.
That's
That's
you.
me. That is definitely me.
It's like a Jackie Chan
That's
film.
right.
Dub. Yes.
We'll see how this goes. Chris, man, tell us if this is better. Tell me now if this is any better. Just let me know.
I mean, you look fine on my screen.
Yeah, yeah. Well, tell us now. I just tried to play with the volume a bit, and we'll see. He'll let us know how that is. Let us know how that is before we continue any further.
Are you Wi-Fi?
No. He's writing LOL because it's not caught up to us yet. Just let us know if it's good, Chris. I might just put my thing on.
Still out of sync.
No. You know what we'll do? We'll be back in 2 seconds. Guys, we'll be back in 2 seconds. I'll fix it. Me and John won't go anywhere. But we will definitely be back. We'll be back in 1 second.
Ollie Sack confirmed.
Don't think so, but... Who said that?
Champions
Lab.
Lab.
Alright, so... I think we're back now, guys. So...
We're back?
Yeah, we're back on now. So... All good, I think he reckons. It's all good. So... He's saying...
We're talking about Liverpool, I guess.
Yeah, all right. So... Ole's sack is not confirmed, Champions Lab. We're just talking about now. We were in,
He should be sacked.
in anticipation that he was going to be sacked. We thought he was going to have the sack last week. That's what we're talking about. And so we're talking about Liverpool game. You said, Johnny, we lost to our biggest rivals. You can't do that, right?
Nah,
And then you picked.
disgrace.
So you tipped that we're going to win, draw, and a loss in those 3 games. And you got the order right too, but the way I looked at it was that was one of the worst Tottenham teams I've ever seen. And we beat them. They went down without a whimper. Like it was, we destroyed them. And then Atalanta, 2-2,
No, lucky.
Ronaldo magic. That's
Yeah.
all you can say. You know, like we survived from some Ronaldo magic. And then Man City, the Man City result to me was almost, it was borderline as worse than the Liverpool game. We were that bad.
It was worse than the Liverpool game. They felt like we were just played with like a toy. We were just like a cat in a string,
Yeah.
sort of thing.
It was so bad. It was like, you know, even I've heard people say it, like even Jose, Van Gaal, they used to go out defensive, but they never went out like that. Like, just with it, we had more shots. Like De Gea saved more shots from our players than Edison did. That was a fact. That was a stat.
Yeah.
So
we started with three at the back.
three at the back.
I think we played three. What's the formation we played these past
He's
three
been
games?
playing 3-5-2, let's say.
3-5-2. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know, man. I think Maguire is just shocking in a three.
Mate, he's shocking in anything at the moment. I don't know, like England fans might say otherwise to us or something, but he's not just not worthy of wearing the captain's armband. He is not worthy to be playing. Just not only for Man United, he shouldn't even be playing Premier League.
Yeah,
He's terrible. Like,
it's funny. A lot of the English media call him like Harry Beckenbauer.
Oh yeah, give me a break.
Even a year or so ago.
That was because none of them ever saw Beckenbauer.
Nah.
Yeah, like it's just. Well, we've got a few chats in. So Reborn is saying if he doesn't go now, he doesn't know what it's going to take. And then he said, Chris asked him if he was cheering. He said he wasn't. It's always good to see the Manx lose, but we had an awful weekend too. They did too. They lost to West Ham, who is a team we're fighting fourth for. I don't care what anyone says.
But they're third right now, aren't they?
Well, they beat Liverpool, bro.
Why didn't we get that David
no,
Moyes?
I think we got his underachieving little brother. It was something happened. I don't know what happened there.
But that Man City game, I reckon it was one part of it. I watched for about 20 minutes. I feel like we didn't even get a touch of the ball. It was just we're chasing shadows, and we'd get the ball and lose it in a 1-2 pass, and it's straight back to City.
Well,
so
our first corner, I don't know if you knew, was in the 95th minute. 95th minute.
Whatever happened to being feared to play at Old Trafford?
People come there they come there cheering now.
It was a hard place to come play,
That's
and now it's easy, man. Like think of the teams that have come there and got results even this year.
You think who we've lost there in times? We've lost to, Palace, Burnley. Like if the list goes on, you can't even get them off the top of your head because it's that frustrating thinking about it. Like it's.
Well, did we drew to Everton?
We drew to Everton at home when Townsend mimicked Ronaldo. We lost to Aston Villa there, who just sacked their manager. Their last win was Man United.
Yeah.
That was their last win. They've lost the last 5.
So we've only beaten Leeds. Is that right, at home this year?
We beat West Ham away. Meanwhile, they didn't have Antonio. We always play them without Antonio.
We beat Wolves away. That was away.
Beat them.
That was lucky
what was the other results? We beat Newcastle at home. Sorry, in Viva Ronaldo.
Yeah, we haven't won a game. So it's disgrace. That's all you can say about United right now.
It's a massive disgrace. Like there's one question I want to put over to you. So I believe he is at the moment. This is the answer to the question. Is Ole Gunnar ruining that reputation he had of the baby-faced assassin? Is this tarnishing him a bit?
I mean, it might a little bit, but I think once he gets the sack, it will be forgotten. I think he'll go back to being a legend.
Yeah, I agree.
I
agree.
So it's just right now there's so much toxicity that he should really, I don't know, either walk away or
we all say that, but no manager's ever going to do that. They're too proud as a manager to think that because they have to believe that they can turn it around, even if they can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if it's a money thing, I'll lose a little bit of respect for Ollie, but Yeah, it's one of those things where we need a change, and we need Man United to get their balls
Nah,
out
that's
and
it,
do
man.
it.
The big man reckons I look like I'm on the set of a Bruce Lee movie with my background.
Yeah, it's just like samurai
That's
sword's
the
going to come
best,
through the
man. That's the
back there or
best.
something.
So yeah, I agree. Like, Ole Gunnar, like I always say to people, you're a Man United fan of any age. It doesn't matter if you're someone, like I said, our parents that have been supporting them for since the 50s and 60s, or if you're us. Ole Gunnar gave any Man United fan that was alive. Well, what happened there? Oh no, your
Whatever.
size changed, but it fixed. Yeah, he gave any Man United fan that's alive probably one of the best nights of their lives. Like, so he'll never lose that. But at the moment, what's fresh in everyone's mind is this run he's having as a manager, which he's the worst manager at the moment we've had since Ferguson. I'd say like it's at first it didn't look like that, but I don't know how you see. He's going down the track of being the worst one since Ferguson at the moment.
Yeah, well, look, it's a boys' club,
Oh,
Man
too
United.
much.
They're looking after their own. The class of '92 boys have got too much
Yeah.
say, and you can see this run through the club. There's all the old heads are still there, and they're all
Well,
backing
Paul
each other.
Scholes did rip Ole yesterday. I have to admit, after the game, ripped him. So
Well, Gary
he's
Neville sort of
nah,
did and
he's
sort
too
of
much on his
not.
side. Him and Roy Keane, it's ridiculous. Like, and I love them, mate. I love those players, but the only one that's really ripped him is Scholes, and some of the players that didn't play with him, like Van Persie's ripped him. Few of those ex-players, but the ones that played with him, man,
Well, I was watching that. I was watching that punditry. It had Gary Neville, Roy Keane, and
yeah.
Mika
And Mika
Richards. Is that
Richards
right?
seemed
And
more passionate than them.
yeah, like he
Yeah,
cared more. And like this guy's
I
from
know,
Man
man. I
City.
know it was terrible.
So it just goes to show Ollie's protected in there, and they got too much say, these boys, and they need to start culling from the
But
top. It has to be clean out from the top, from Woodward down, because the owners aren't going anywhere. So it has to go from
yeah, but
Woodward
the thing
down.
I say is why is he, in your opinion, why? This is the question I want to put to everyone, even people in the chat. Like, why is Woodward, not Woodward, sorry, why is Ole so protected when he's a foreign manager? Usually they protect the English guys, and they're protecting him like he's born and bred in London.
Well, he's a nice guy, you know. Every time someone's giving him shit, they always go, "Look, he's a
Yeah,
top guy, he's
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
decent
yeah,
man." But who gives a shit? This is a result business. This is not like, okay, make me a cup of tea, let's go out for lunch business. This is, you need
yeah,
results.
yeah.
It's, so they got to they've got to pull their finger out and just pull the plug. It's the international break now. If they do it early, they've got the 2 weeks before. Is it
Yeah,
Watford we
Watford. Then we
got?
got we got Watford, Chelsea, Arsenal. It's still a hard round, man.
Of course, it's hard. Like it's even harder with
Yeah,
Ollie at the wheel, and it just goes to show that the other team supporters are
I
singing
know,
Ollie's
man.
at
It's
the wheel.
terrible.
So
Please
you
don't
know,
even tell me.
you've got the opposition singing "We love Ollie." So that's just goes to show the
Yeah, yeah,
shit.
yeah.
You
Well, like, yeah, that thing you were saying about Mika Richards that hurt me yesterday, man. Man City guy, and he was so passionate about it, and the other two were just there protecting their mate, like. And like this is what I say. You're saying about like Bruno last week come out and he was talking about how much of a nice guy um, Ole is. He's really good with the boys and that. I never heard one player ever say Alex Ferguson was a nice guy. I never heard one player ever say Cruyff was a nice guy. They used to say he's a
he
good
was exactly
coach.
right.
He's a disciplinarian. He's this. He's that. No, never they said he was a nice guy. They said we love him because he won us trophies. He was like a father figure, but he wasn't a nice guy. You know what? Once they're saying you're a nice guy, in my opinion, he's lost the change room. Whether they know it or not, he's lost them.
Yeah. Well, we touched on it last episode. How we're talking how he keeps picking Fred and
Yeah,
stuff like that, and Roy Keane
yeah,
touched on it when I was listening to him. He goes, if he saw Ollie, he'd grab him by the neck and say, "How are you playing Fred
yeah,
constantly?" So, I mean, I feel like everyone could see it except for
yeah, yeah.
Ollie. So,
See, the point, I saw that point as well, and I saw someone make a point on it, though. What about McTominay? I didn't even know he was on the pitch yesterday. Oh, legit. He was
Oh,
still on the pitch in the
midfield
90th
was,
minute, and I didn't even know.
Yeah, just there's no cohesion in the midfield. Like it's any of those players aren't getting into the top 10 teams. They might get into the bottom 10 teams, but they ain't getting into the top 10.
What cracks me up, man? Fred keeps Fabinho out of the Brazil team, man. And Brazil are top of their group in South America by 10 points. So does that mean it's coaching?
I don't know, man. I feel like I don't know. I feel like any player that we get, we just make them shit. Like, do we even have any internationals anymore? Like, is Martial play for France?
That's the point
anymore?
I was saying to you before. I wanted to bring that brings me into my next point. You know, I wanted to say that, like, I think we had Alan on here, your mate Alia. He was saying, you know, he's done well with the youth and that, but that's all a myth. Look at Ole. When he took the job, Rashford was first name on the team sheet for England. He's a bench player now. Sancho was a starter for England. Didn't make the squad this week. Martial was a France international. Didn't make the squad. Donny van de Beek was a Dutch international. Doesn't make the squad. Alex Telles was first team Brazil left back. Doesn't make the squad. So he's ruining players, man.
Dude,
De Gea was the best keeper in the world. Whether you blame it on him or not, do you know what I mean?
I think we are career killers, you know. It's just like, I reckon there's so many of the players just regret joining United because it's like pushing a big rock up a hill right now.
Reborn has said he feels for Donny. He got a chance, and the first thing he did was give the ball that led to the goal. Yeah, but I don't think any fan blames him, Reborn, because what are you meant to do when you've played 8 minutes this year? Anyone that's played the game knows that.
We should get free Donny t-shirts for one podcast.
Like, it's just
we should have sold him to Everton. You know, he would have been playing.
Benitez would have played him. He wouldn't have wanted him if he wasn't going to play him. Like, and that's the other thing I say. Like I said, Solskjaer's ruining careers. Well, he buys players and doesn't play them.
No, I mean, look at Sancho. Like he can't
whereas
get
Grealish goes to City, plays all the time.
What? So, well, I'd love to hear the conversation between him and the board saying, yeah, get Sancho 70 million, I'll play him. Or the board just goes, here, we got Sancho, do what you want. I don't know. What's the planning for these type of players?
Well, that's not what I say. Like, listen, man, I hate the Glazers, man. I want them so far away from my club, it's not funny. And I know you're the same. But in this argument, you actually side with them because they gave Oli Varane. They gave him Sancho. They gave him Ronaldo. And then he doesn't play Sancho. Why are they going to give him more money when they're like, oh, man, you bought Donny and Sancho 120 million worth and they don't play?
You cannot say that Oli hasn't got his team.
Man, like I said, he's got, in whoever's opinion it is, he's got one of the best players of all time in his team.
I think it's over 400 million pounds.
Well, you go through it like Maguire is almost 100. Sancho's another, that's almost 200, just them two. Cavani he got but was free. Ronaldo free. Telles was like 20 million. Like Van der Beek was 40. You know, like it's.
And it feels like we need to spend another 100 or so. Like,
all right, so then that leads me into the next thing. Then I was just saying you got to give the board credit. They backed him in that, but then turn it on its head. You got to see how incompetent they are, in my opinion, that they let Conte go. Do you agree on that? Like how the fact that we've.
So you're saying they should have sacked him and got Conte in?
After Liverpool 5-0, Conte was right there. What do you agree? Like I know a lot of people didn't want him at the club, but who are you going to get now?
I think that the two high-profile managers who didn't have a club at the time was Zidane and Conte. Is that correct? Yeah. So out of the two of them, I probably would have gone Conte because I don't know. I love Zidane. He did win 3 Champions Leagues in a row, but I don't know. There's something about. I just feel like I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I just don't think work with
Yeah,
United for some
I
reason.
get where you come from. I know, like, my mate that was watching the Rob, that was watching the Manchester Derby with us, no, he said the same thing. And he's a in tuned person with soccer, and he said the same thing. He was like, listen, he did, you got to give him credit. He won those 3 Champions Leagues, but it's hard to see how good he was tactically in that because his team was so good. It was like Brazil when they were winning World Cups back in the day. Like, they could have won it with me as manager.
But saying that, I would take them over Ollie because it would be an upgrade. If it's long term, I can't see it long term, but short term, possibly. But yeah, I think he should have been sacked after Liverpool, and Conte should have come in.
Definitely.
Really,
See, so we definitely agree on that. So, if they were to say to you right now, so out of all the managers that you know are available in your mind, they say Ole's sacked. Who do you get?
I love Pep, but
I said the ones that are available, the managers that are available. Who can you get right now? Because we've missed out on Conte. Who can you get?
Well, who aren't attached to a club? I think there's Koeman. Is Luis Enrique?
He's with Spain, but he could take it because he's with. Yeah, but I agree because he's with a national team. He might take it. That's a fair call.
Yeah. Obviously Zidane. I can't put my finger on who else is around.
You know why? That's why I asked the question, because I don't think there's many. That's the thing. So we really missed the boat, is what I'm saying.
I wish we got Ancelotti
when Everton got him. Yeah.
Yeah, like way better than Solskjaer.
Definitely.
Way better. But there is rumours going around that I hear that
that's exactly the next question I was going to come into. So the rumour is right now is that they want Rodgers. How do you feel on that? I know I've seen a lot of Man U fans that are just, he's tarnished. He's been with Liverpool. This, that. But what?
Well, you know me, man. Like, it takes me ages to warm up to a player that's come from a rival club. So even though Rodgers hasn't been at Liverpool for a long time, it's still it'll be on my mind. So that's why I'm so upset that Klopp,
because you can never see him as a manager now. Yeah, but at least he was successful. That's the difference. Rodgers, know, when you look at it though, Rodgers was a Steven Gerrard slip away from winning a title. So he almost did it with him. He almost did it with him. Like,
well, look, is Rodgers better than Ole? He probably is.
He won the FA Cup with Leicester. But what has Ole done?
Has he controlled the big egos of players? Exactly. He had Luis Suarez, I know, at the time, I think. He had Gerrard.
Yeah, no, there's some
Xabi Alonso was
big dog players. Yeah, they are. Yeah, he might have been there.
Look, he's done a great job at Leicester. He's kept them very competitive. I think he's won an FA Cup
I think,
with them. Yeah, so look, there's a lot of whispers around it. So, I mean, if he comes, I'll support him, obviously. I'll take me a while to warm up to him, but at this point, man, I'm getting desperate because Ole is just, I'm fed up with him, man. I said it now, time and time after, McTominay and Fred, you're just asking for the sack. Like, why don't you try Donny? Why don't you just try him? Put him in there. You're losing anyway, bro.
Beats me.
Put him in. So, I'll go Matic and Donny, and if you want that two,
if you want the two sitting like he does, that's how he plays. Whether he says he does or not, that's how he plays. You
got to bench McTominay and Fred for a while, man. It's enough's enough, and you probably we do need a midfielder, a holding midfielder. So if we get a decent holding midfielder, it'll make a big difference. But Ollie's stuck in his ways. I think like you said, he's lost the dressing room, and I think Ronaldo is just gonna. I reckon he's gonna push him out. He'll be the linchpin.
Well, I don't really blame him because you've gone back to your he's a Man United legend. You've gone back to a club that you are a legend, that you've won a he's won a Champions League as a player just like Ole has. He's won numerous titles. He's won a Ballon d'Or for Man United. Only two other blokes in history can say that, like George Best and Bobby Charlton. He's done some great things for us, and he's come back. He wants to win something.
Yeah, he's definitely come back
Yeah.
to win. He hasn't come back
No
for a pay
way.
packet,
No
that's
way.
for sure.
You know, it's just I don't know.
So is Ole going to win anything? I don't think so. So what's the plan the board have with Ollie?
I think their plan is, let's just hope he gets us out of this and can get to top four, and we keep him. Oh, it's turned around. It's turned around. Or I don't know. It seems like there's no plan. It's like it's hard to even answer that question because it doesn't even seem like there's a
Well,
plan.
that's what it is. That's what we do. We wait to it's mathematically impossible to
Yeah,
get
we've
top
never
four,
been.
and then they,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
except for Mourinho, I think he got too
Yeah,
toxic,
yeah.
way too toxic.
It's.
So.
I mean, like I said, we had Sir Alex for so long, so it's hard to know what sort of club we are with sacking. But in this run, we've never been a team that's sacked early, like you're saying. We've always waited, bar Mourinho. So it's a trend of them anyway, of the Glaziers.
You know, what cracks me up when I look at Solskjaer and the two Muppets got sitting next to him. They look stupid,
Yeah, I
man. They
know.
look dumb. They
I
just
know.
sit there, stunned mullet face, thinking, "Okay, lads, what do we
Yeah,
do now? Should we change the position,
yeah.
or what do we do? What do we?" And they're
I know
clueless,
it
man.
cracks me
They're
up. Like when
clueless.
Ronaldo scores a worldie for us to draw against Atalanta, they're all there cheering like they did something. It was like they didn't do nothing. It was just that this bloke is one of the best strikers or one of the best players of all time. That's what got you out of this. Like it's got nothing to do with what you did. You know, like it's
And I just got told this stat before. We only got one yellow card in the derby.
one yellow.
So that's how
Oh my
soft
god.
we were in that. So what kind of tactics is Solskjaer just be nice out there, pass the ball? It's a bloody derby, man. Get in there, get
Yeah,
stuck in.
yeah,
You know what I mean? There's no heart. You're not putting any heart into our team to
yeah.
play. You're not pumping them up to rev them up to go out there and take someone out, or I'm not saying get red
You
carded
got to
and
be
stuff,
hard.
but
You got to be hard. There's, you know.
you know what I mean. You can't. It just feels like he's lost the dressing room. He can't motivate these players. He's picking the wrong
Yeah.
players. He's trying to come up with a new system. It's just it's a big joke right now, and I don't know how he can turn this around. And Ollie, the writing's on the wall. It's
Oh, it
definitely on the
is.
wall.
It's like you said. You sit there and you see them on the sidelines, and it absolutely looks like they've got no idea. Yeah, they
They look
just
dumb.
look. Yeah, I know. That's the only way of putting it. And it's like you said, we're a boys' club. Like, how did Phelan? He was here in the A League as an assistant manager, and he went back to assistant manager of the biggest club in the world. Like, how did that happen? Carrick, he played for us. Carrick was a great player, but go do what Rooney's doing. Rooney's, like I said last week, is arguably our biggest legend. You know, one of our biggest legends, and he's managing Derby, who have been docked 12 points, like he's doing his trade. You know what I mean? Go do an apprenticeship.
Yeah.
Don't just get it given handed to you because you're never going to be good that way.
Yeah, I mean, look, it never really turns out when you're an interim manager and you get given the job permanently, does
You know
it?
why I
So,
always say about the whole interim thing is because when you're an interim manager, you don't have the responsibility. No player is coming knocking on your door and going, "Hey, Gaffer, am I going to get this? Am I going to get that?" Because they don't know if you're the manager. They just go along with it. That's why everyone was happy the minute he got the job and he had to deal with all these egos, Jesse Lingard, all these guys that are not playing. That it went like that because being an interim manager is so different because you don't have no responsibility. It's like a substitute teacher. They come in, substitute teacher comes in and doesn't care what you're doing, do they?
Yeah.
Because they're not going to be there tomorrow.
yeah, like a free roll of the dice, So,
Exactly. Like it's,
but that's the problem. You sack Ollie, and they're talking. I'll put Fletcher in until you find the manager. That that
it's
could
the
be
same
another
thing that
Ollie
happened before.
situation.
Exactly. I don't want to see no more interims.
Yes.
No more interims.
Nah,
Like,
nah, man. They'll be stuck with Darren Fletcher for 3 years, and
and our support, knowing our supporters, they'll be there singing Daz is at the wheel or something. They'll do it.
so we are just a laughing club.
It's a
at the
shame,
moment,
you see Sir Alex in
Every
the
club-
stands, And you see him and you're like, man, this guy must think he built this empire, this legacy, and he's watched it crumble in front of him. Like it's sad.
Yeah, yeah. It's flipped. You know what I mean? It's Liverpool's time
that's
now,
right.
and City's time now, and we've taken the
We
back
are. And
seat
it's
now.
not just
So
them. The thing is, when, for a lot of the time we were dominant, at the start of the 90s, it was Man U Blackburn at the start. Then it was Man U Newcastle. Then it was Man U Arsenal. Then it was Man U Chelsea. Then it was Man U Man City. There's never been a time like this where there's been, they're looking, 3, 4 teams that you're thinking, mate, look how good they are. Like, we got 4 of the best managers in the world in our league. That's how hard our league's going to be. Tuchel, Conte, Klopp, and Guardiola. Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, that just shows how hard it's going to be for us.
I think as United fans, we want an identity. You know what I mean? We want a style of play. We want to, compete every game. We can't deal with these losses to Man City and Liverpool the way we lost. You know what I mean? Okay, you're always going to lose a game,
right.
but to be dominated like that, it's not acceptable. So we're not asking for much. We got quality players, but yeah,
and when you're, like you said, you said it last week on our show, you're like, for us, like, like, you're getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch some games. Like, we get out,
Exactly.
like, mate, we're getting up to support our team and just wanting to punch the TV. Like, and the Man City game, it's just.
Well, I'm wearing a Man United top right now, but I've actually stopped
me
buying
too.
Man
Yeah, me
United
too.
tops for years now
Yeah, I
because
don't
of
give
the
them
owners.
nothing.
So it's stopped on that front.
But you know what? That's the only thing that's going to get them
when you
out,
got-
John. But it won't happen. They've got to stop.
Yeah.
They've got to do what they did last year. Abandon a match. Show them, but keep doing it. Not just stop it because they bought Varane. Oh, yeah, okay. We're happy with you now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, do you reckon he's getting a sack this week? He surely has to get a
I'm
sack
going to
this week.
stick with my guns and say he is, but I'm so scared as to what they're going to do.
You'd think it'd already be
Like, it's
done
been,
by now.
2 days since over there as well, so...
Yeah. So they're going
Yeah.
into Monday now.
Yeah.
What, Monday morning?
It'll be Monday morning there now, yeah.
Yeah. So.
And the game over there was Saturday midday, Saturday afternoon. So it's been, it's been almost 2 days. Like,
Surely they got a meeting.
you know what it is? I just think they don't know what they're doing. That's what it is most of the time.
Are they even in London or Manchester? Sorry.
God knows.
Or are they at
Who knows?
in America
Who knows?
somewhere?
They're just worried. That's what they're worried about.
Tampa
Worried
Bay.
about Tampa Bay, and all that crap. It's like like Man United is like having Man United is like a dick measuring contest for them. Say they got a big club. That's what I feel like. Like they don't care about our club. They can say it to the cows come home that they care. They don't give a shit. All they care about is the money coming in.
And I just saw the ladder before, and I just noticed Arsenal.
They're better than us, man. Remember, I said it to you last week. They're unbeaten in 10 games.
Right. Were we just everyone laughing at
Well,
them
they
at the
were
start
bottom.
of the season? It was just
Yeah.
a banter club. And now they're
that's
above
right.
us. That's how things can change.
See,
so
Reborn
quickly.
is saying he has to go, surely. Like we're saying. Like, yeah, we agree, Reborn. What I'm saying is, what I'm afraid of is what they're going to do. I'm going to stick with it that they're going to sack him, but I'm so afraid of who's going to come in, because if Zidane doesn't want it, how are they going to get Rodgers? Like they're saying, they can't get Rodgers.
Well, they're going to have to pay to get Rodgers.
And
They're gonna have to
Leicester
pay
a
out,
billionaire,
so
he doesn't care. He's going.
I think Rodgers signed the contract
And
last
Pochettino,
year. So,
again, his owners are billionaires. What? They don't care about the money. So getting him.
and I'm hearing rumours that
That's what
Zidane
I
doesn't
heard
want
too.
the job.
That's what I
So
heard too. And I mean, Ajax, Van der Sar is not going to let his manager go after what we've done to Van der Beek. He's going to say, oh yeah, what did you do to my player? You want my manager now? He's going to say, go sit on it, really. Well, he is.
It's yeah. I mean, you just have to pay him out if
It
you
will have
have
to get
to.
to a point,
So
like when they say with players, when you'll have to get to a point where he says, "I want it and I want to go." Otherwise, you're not getting a manager.
yeah,
You're not getting anyone.
I don't know. It's not happening, man. Like I honestly think that United are that slow at doing stuff and that stubborn that we're going to see Ollie take the team
You
out for
actually reckon
Watford.
he's going to be in charge for Watford?
Well, if he was sacked, it would have been done by now. It surely would have been done by now. Like I'm just expecting an alert to come through my phone right now to say, "Oi,
Yeah.
Ollie's sacked." Yeah, but knowing United and the boys' club, and there's all the people protecting him
Yeah.
throughout the club, he might
Yeah.
ride this. He
Mate,
might
if
actually
he
ride this.
rides this, I would say to him, you go to, I don't know, wherever you are, mate. Tell your family to go buy lottery tickets. You go buy lottery tickets because you're the luckiest man in the world.
Yeah. Well,
I
Phelan
know,
just
that's
signed a new
ridiculous.
contract about
Like,
3 4 weeks
ridiculous.
ago. So if you get rid of Solskjaer, you
They
have to
got to
get
go.
rid of the
They're
coaching
part of the
team.
problem, Johnny, because like he
There's
says that they
there's
take
no
the
point of
training,
like,
so they're part of the problem.
yeah. So what you go get, say Rogers, and you just replace him for old Solskjaer, and you still got Carrick and
That's
McKenna
right.
and Phelan. It's going
Yeah.
to be the same shit.
Well, I think I said it to you
So
early in the week. I saw this thing they were talking about it that when Mourinho finished second, he had his assistant manager Rui Faria with him that he'd had him with him for 20 years. And then he retired to be with his family and Carrick and McKenna became his assistants. And 4 months later, Mourinho got the sack. They kept their jobs and look where Ole is with that same coaching staff. So, to me, writing's on the wall, man.
definitely the writing's on the wall. Like you can't. Carrick just what credentials does he have to be an assistant manager of United?
No, none. He doesn't have any. Like, he has none. It's just
So
terrible.
you're cutting out a little bit of the stream there.
Yeah, no, I think your camera
Is it me?
was wobbling a bit. It might have been your internet a bit.
Oh really?
Hopefully it jags back in.
I
Hopefully it comes back
got
in.
good internet, man.
Yeah, no,
I'm still Jake.
just hopefully it your th-
Yeah.
your thing went a bit out of shape too. I'll just leave it for
Oh,
now. It
really?
doesn't matter. Just keep it should fix itself. If it doesn't, I'll try to fix it. Can you still hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, I can still hear you, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know, like I don't know what to go with him. Like it's just Reborn has said in there, Roger has a great thing going with Leicester. Can't see him going to Man United. And I agree with that. I agree with that totally.
Yeah, it's almost a death wish going to United.
Yeah,
So we're the career killers.
yeah,
If you wanna, yeah, come get some cash, but stuff your career up.
yeah.
That's a,
Well, again, he had that. He took that. He was like that up and coming manager that got a big job when he went to Liverpool, didn't he? And he lost that job. So maybe in his head he's thinking, do I do that again or do I just, I'm a hero at Leicester. I've won an FA Cup. Like, barring Ranieri, he won an FA Cup, man. Like, that's big for Leicester.
yeah. Well,
So
what can I say, man?
the
Like,
big man has said to you, man, he said he knows, he's an AFL man, but he reckons he'll be in the same position at the end of next year if Hinkley doesn't get us a grand final. We just do it now, big man, because he ain't getting it.
I reckon Port's past their window.
They are. On that note, since the big man has brought up Port, just to slide away from the Man United for a bit, we've got to say, I'll say it there, they lost probably their greatest player of all time the other day. So condolences to Russell Ebert and his family, because he was not just in SANFL, he was one of the all-time Australian rules greats, 4 Magarey medals, like absolute icon. Pardon?
Leukemia, I think.
Yeah, he got leukemia in January, and yeah,
Started
so
leukemia.
didn't last
Wasn't
the
it?
year. So, but absolute
Yeah.
Absolute legend of the game. Yeah, it's a
Condolences to the
huge loss
family.
to
Yep,
everything.
it's a huge
So,
loss.
but yeah, so
Huge loss to the foot.
back on
Yeah.
topic. So we're saying, we're both pretty much saying he should get the sack, but we don't know who they're going to get. So,
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I think you need to just clear house, but would I do that? I don't think they got the time to do that in two
yeah,
weeks. I think they can get rid of Ollie and the coaches, but I don't know.
I
Does
think he
Zidane have
does.
his
I think he
entourage of coaches to
does.
come with him? Does if you get someone like so if you get Rogers, what does
So that's
Rogers
more
want the
money in it.
coaching
That's
staff
more
that he has at
payouts in
Leicester
it.
to come with him, or how does it work? So,
Well, there's the rumors
yeah,
about that other
so
German guy. I forget how you pronounce his name. Ranić, I think. He's more of a director of football, but apparently he's like he mentored Klopp. He mentored Tuchel. He's meant to be like the professor of football in Germany. He's like the icon. They love him. The other rumors, I saw that on United Stand. They were talking about it. They're saying that he wants to come in and take the job till the end of the year. And then at the end of the year, he takes the director of football role. That's his job. And he gets the manager he wants. But will the club let him do that? Do you ever see that happening? I don't. I don't see the club giving him that power.
nah, nah, I don't think so.
Not with
No,
Woodward around.
no.
It actually seems like a good. It seems too logical for Man United, if that makes sense.
Well, isn't
He was meant to
Woodward
be
supposed to be
leaving by.
leaving by
He was already
Christmas?
meant to be gone, and then it got delayed to Christmas. Now they're saying he's going to be delayed to April.
So they
Yeah, it's
can't
just
get
like
any
he keeps
replacements, obviously.
just holding on to his. I don't know. They're mates with him, and it's just that guy's ridiculous, mate. He's got to go. Knows nothing about football, and you're CEO again. I say of the biggest club in the world. Like Real Madrid don't go get a banker to run their team.
No, but oh man, well, it's international break now, man. I just don't know, like how it's supposed to just.
Oh,
This
it's
is
the
like the worst
worst.
two
It's the
weeks of
worst. And see,
football
and
life
you
for
said
me.
it
It's
about
just
it's the
tanked
international
two
break,
weeks.
right? So let's say they did want Luis Enrique. How are they going to go get him now? He's got games with Spain.
Mm,
And I agree, he's a great candidate. The guy's a
yeah, that's
champion. He won a
right.
treble with Barcelona. He's an excellent manager. But how are you getting him? And I mean, I pray to God they don't go get someone like Simeone or something. I do not want Simeone. Like, please,
No,
please do not bring that guy to my club. Like,
well, look, we've gone the route of the up and coming manager and Moyes. We've gone the route of the most,
just
great
certified
managers of the
winners.
time, Van Gaal and Mourinho, and now we went for like a long. We've gone for a long shot with Solskjaer now.
Right,
Like,
I know.
what's going to
It all
work with
points
United
to
though?
that the
Like,
Glazers have, and Ed Woodward are just shocking. That's what it points to. Like,
there's no confidence in any manager we pick. In my, I was like, okay, yeah, let's see how he goes.
yeah,
So.
like we could have got Conte, but he might have been a complete flop for us because of how it's run at our club.
That would have been the most logical choice because he was free. Just get rid of him. Conte in. I heard Conte wanted
Yeah,
to come as well. And look, Tottenham come up first, and he
but
goes, no,
well,
worries,
here's
I'm
what
going
I
to
say.
Tottenham.
What does it
So
say about us as a club that Norwich got their first win of the season on the same night as we lost to Man City, and then they sacked their manager. Aston
yeah,
Villa, Aston Villa sacked their manager. Like, so these clubs are like mediocre clubs, and they're working like big, like we should be doing. Like we're acting like
because these
them.
clubs want to win.
Yeah,
They want to win football. They just want the dollars. That's
yeah,
all they care.
yeah,
So
yeah,
we're
yeah.
just run like a business, not a football club. And with the Glaziers owning the club, it's not going to change. So they're laughing, man. Like, we don't listen to social media.
Well,
Our
that's the
pockets are
problem.
full.
Even when we
That's all
don't
we
make
give
the
a shit
Champions League,
about.
Man United make more money than any other club in the world. Doesn't matter what they're doing. They make so much money. It's not. It makes no difference. Like the big man reckons, if they lose to a lower ranked team, would that get him sacked? Mate, he lost to his biggest
Well, you could
rival.
argue.
to
We lost the young boys, man. Have you heard boys before? It's actually a club big man, and they beat us. So
well, you know the way I put it, like Chris, like you're an AFL guy, like you said. It's like when we lost to Liverpool, that is like Port Power losing to the Crows by about 250 points. The way we lost, that's how bad it was. Like it was unheard of.
I mean, it's hard to put an analogy into
I know, but
football.
I'm
This
just
is
trying
the
to do
one
it
league,
for
but
Chris. You know what I mean? Like Man United, Liverpool, the arguably two of the biggest clubs in the world, and they are bitter rivals. And we've never been beaten like that by them at home. And now I saw this other stat: Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been in charge of 21% of all Man United's home Premier League losses. That's ridiculous.
he had a great away record
He had
there
that
for a
good away
while.
record, he did, but I just think that was because of COVID. No fans. We had no pressure. We had no pressure. There was the pandemic, and we had no pressure because there was no fans in the stadium. There was the pandemic happening. You know, Chris reckons, say they lost to Fulham by 5 goals. Fulham aren't in the league, so that's impossible. But tell you what, if they lose, if he's in charge the following weekend,
Or FA Cup
if
game,
he's
maybe.
in charge against Watford and they lose 5-0, oh, mate, I wouldn't leave.
Well,
I
that
wouldn't
would
leave.
be-
I wouldn't
yeah,
leave the
that would-
hotel.
Yeah, I mean, he's a man under pressure, so I think it's a matter of time. But it's just a matter of United pulling their thumb out and making the changes that are needed.
Yeah.
So,
Well, our lovely friend Jimmy has said, let's get Ange into the Premier League. He can see it happening if he keeps dominating with Celtic. But he reckons doesn't think a major team like United is saying, maybe a low minnow team. I agree. I think he will eventually.
what is that? Postecoglou?
Yeah,
Is that what
yeah.
you're talking about? But, yeah, that's right, isn't he?
Celtic. So, well, Rodgers went from Celtic to Leicester, so you know
Is he doing well at
Yeah, no,
Celtic?
he's
I
doing
have
well.
not followed
He's doing well.
the Scottish League. Is it just like everyone does well with
Well,
Celtic?
Rangers
though?
won the league last year. So Rangers are back in it. Yeah,
Oh, okay. So
Gerrard's
they're back,
going
Rangers.
good. The big man has said, would he stand down? Well, we touched on that before. I don't think any manager will stand down because I just think every manager is too proud to stand down. Because in their head, they've got to believe that they can win. Because that's a manager's role. You've got to believe you can do it.
Well, and also, if you do stand down, you
That's
do
right, you don't
forfeit
get
your
paid.
payout.
And
So
in the end, everyone, when you're in a big club like that,
Yeah.
you're not going to forfeit millions of dollars, are you? Like,
no, so big man, if they sack Ollie now, they'll have to pay
I
him
don't
out
even
maybe
think it's
20,
that. I
20
think
mil.
he's on a small
Some
contract
shit like
compared
that.
to the. I think it's like they're saying 9 million or something.
Maybe 9 million. So if he stands down, he won't get 9 million. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't stand down. So I'd rather keep losing and get the sack. If I was
Yeah, you would. Jimmy reckons they're saying
You would,
they're
man.
talking about Gerrard coming to the EPL. Maybe
Well, I
I heard
think
they're
Gerrard
talking about him for the Newcastle job. That's what I heard. So
he else will get relegated before they can spend all their money.
well, I think they appointed what's his
That'd be
name.
hilarious.
I think they appointed. He was in the stands on the weekend. I don't know if he's appointed. I think what's his name from
So
Bournemouth.
Bruce is gone?
Bruce is gone, and what's his name from Bournemouth was in the stands. Eddie Howe. They reckon,
Oh, Eddie Howe. Well, he did a good job for a while, but not,
Yeah.
spectacular, I guess.
Yeah, Chris is laughing because we said 9 million's a small contract. That's peanuts, man. Peanuts. Didn't Mourinho get paid out 30 million or something? Something ridiculous.
Something like that. So, bigger money in the Premier League than the AFL, that's for sure.
Well, so we'll go into our last little final thoughts before we get going. And you sort of answered it before, but I'm going to put the question straight to you. Because I put it to you last week. I said, will Ole be the manager at the international break? And we actually both said no. We said he's getting a sack. But he's still there today. Will Ole be the manager versus Watford? And how long can he go knowing that we've got Watford, Chelsea, Arsenal, Villarreal, we've got those games in there. How much longer can he go? If you think he's going to be the manager against Watford.
Look, I'm gonna say I think he is going to be the manager just because we lost 5-0 to Liverpool. He should have been sacked then. They didn't sack him. Then they.
Yep.
So he did win 3-0 against Tottenham, but Tottenham was shit, as you said earlier on.
Yep.
We did draw to Atalanta, which we probably should have lost.
Yep.
Atalanta would have been the team.
Oh yeah.
And then we get spanked by City, worse than the 5-0 from Liverpool. And he's still there come Monday morning. So it tells me that United do not have a plan for this. They're not ready for this. If they sack him now, they'll be like, they're twiddling their thumbs. They don't know what to do with themselves. So they're gonna say, okay, look, Ollie, get us through this rough patch, and keep going, and we'll keep backing you, because I just don't think they have the stomach. They don't have the balls to pull out of the job, and he should be out. I want him out, but I think he's going to be managing the Watford game.
Sorry, that hurts me just even thinking about it. And I know you're laughing, like, when it gets to the point, like, it happened with Mourinho. It didn't happen with Van Gaal, like, it was just boring with Van Gaal. But it got to the point with Mourinho where it was painful watching your team. Like, and like I said, I'll never say, like the English media do, that Jose's a bad manager. I still think he's one of the greatest managers of all time. Like, it just didn't, he got him and Van Gaal got completely different treatment than Ole's getting. Like, we all know that. Like, and it's getting to that point now where it's getting painful. It is painful like that. I said that to you, the Liverpool game, to me, because of the scoreline, I never felt like that after a Man United game ever. And I've seen us lose 2 Champions League finals. Like, they never hurt like that. Because even when we lost Champions League finals, it was like, well, they got Messi and, what could you do? But, like, that one against Liverpool was just... It cut me so deep. And then on the weekend, then that Man City was... It was actually worse. It was actually worse. The scoreline wasn't worse, but it was worse. Like, it was... And then Guardiola came out after the game and he spoke about his rivalry. He wasn't even talking about United. He was talking about his rivalry with Liverpool and how much of the rivalry he's got with Klopp. That's what he was talking about. So what does that say? They're laughing and they don't care about us. It was like when Ferguson got to a point with Wenger, he stopped caring about Wenger. When he knew he wasn't a threat, he became mates with him. Because he wasn't a threat. And it's like, I'm going to just go more on hope than prediction and say he's not going to be the manager. But I have to say my head sides with you. And I actually think he's going to be the manager against Watford, which, even saying it, I feel like an idiot and I'm not the one in charge of Man United. Like, it feels stupid saying. But I'm actually siding with you. But then if I go on to the question that I said, I don't know how much longer he can go with those games, because he's not going to beat Chelsea. He's not going to beat Arsenal. And I don't think he's going to beat Villarreal. I don't even know if he's going to beat Watford.
We'll probably end the stream, right? And Ollie will be sacked straight after we say this.
We look like a bunch of idiots, but... Listen, like, we came in, our heading was Ole sacked with a question mark, because we were anticipating he was getting the sack. So, yeah.
He should have been sacked,
he should have been.
Liverpool,
That's right. So,
I get it, you lose games, but you don't lose 5-0 to Liverpool.
Yeah. I've never seen it before, ever. I don't remember, even...
Especially with if it was a free game and you out of nowhere and you've actually been playing well for so long. Yeah. Okay, I get it. It was a free game, but we've been playing shit for so long, losing games. I think we scored 1 goal in about 4 at home in the Premier League. Is it 1 goal?
And I think it was to Everton. How long ago? I don't even know when it was.
Yeah, it's time's running out for Ole. Unfortunately, it hasn't run up, and Unfortunately, I think we got Ollie and McFred coming Watford.
Oh man, I'll tell you what, we might not get Fred because if he goes to Brazil, that'll be the only reason we don't get him because the Brazilians never play when they come back the first game because of the
Yeah.
travel and that. So before we go, the big man
Shit.
has said he's reminded me to plug our
Yeah.
merch. So for anyone watching, we
Okay.
have just launched our new merchandise. It's in the description below. We've got a link to the shop there where you can get some merch. We've started with one design at the moment for different hoodies. I mean, there's everything like the jazz man that's in the chat is he bought an apron, I think. There's like a few different things. So, but
Wow.
we're working on some new designs. I hear there's a 1-800 Where's Jimmy jumper coming. There's some good designs coming out. So yeah, the link is in the description below, and yeah, please check that out. So
Nice.
before we
Nice.
go, any final thoughts?
Well, free Donny and free Ollie.
You reckon we got to
So
get free Donny tops for our weekly show?
I think so. I feel for that
Oh,
boy. I
man.
think he's got talent, and I think he needs a chance. And it's like Ollie. It's like he slept with Ollie's
And
daughter or
it's
something.
something. It's like he's got a vendetta to him. Like yeah, like he wants. Yeah,
it's like
I know what you mean.
it's just you look at how Fred plays, and I don't know how he cannot say, okay, let's give Donny a chance because it
Yeah.
ain't working. But
And the thing is, like you're saying, but he bought him too. That's what's even worse. Like,
yeah, that's
like
what
he
cracks me
bought. Like,
up. So
I get when other managers come in. I think it was Mourinho. Remember, he didn't want to play Schneiderlin and Schweinsteiger because they weren't his signings, and I understand that. Managers are like that, but he signed this guy. It makes
yeah,
no sense, man.
it's almost like if he's signing for United, you're like, wait, who signed him? Is
Yeah,
it Ollie?
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
nah,
Yeah, I know.
I'm staying right here. I ain't coming,
Uh,
man. I ain't coming.
well, all right. So on that note, guys, thank you everyone for watching. It's been a real good show for me and Johnny. Our second show together. It was the first time we've done it from different locations. Tiny little hiccup at the start, but we think it ran pretty smoothly. And we think next week it's an international break, so we're thinking next week that we might go live Tuesday to do with some Johnny's work schedule. We can't come on the Monday, but we might go live Tuesday night, a bit later. It's an international break, so there'll be a bit less to go about, but we might be able to talk about a new manager or something by then. But yeah, so
Hopefully.
thanks everyone for watching. Thanks, Johnny, and we'll end it there.
Thank you. No worries, guys.
See you
Thank you
later.
very much.